We just went through the basics around setting up some account and what that account means for you and the architecture that you build. But how do you continue to prepare for the exam if you have any questions that goes deeper into what we just talked about? Well, we're providing you a way to get that done, and it's through PartyRock. We created a PartyRock app, and I'll show you through this app, and then I'll show you how you can make your own really quickly. It's super quick. And so we are calling this app Dual Cert Prep Companion. And the Dual Cert Prep Companion is built in to prepare you for the Cloud Practitioner Foundational Exam, as well as the AI Practitioner Foundational Exam, right? What we want to give you is an environment of peace. I think that peace is really good when I go into studying, right? If I could clear my mind, if I could have not a lot going on, then that's a good environment for me. So this is just a nice image that Charisma said, you know what, hey, we're going to make sure that they have a little bit of calmness as they're going into it, which I absolutely love. So thanks for that, Coach.
Love it.
And small description on what this will do for you and a little bit of guidance on how to use this particular tool. And I'll let you as homework to read this goal, right? The description of this tool yourself. So what we want to do is just focus on the last sentence of this description, really, and I'll let you read through everything else. But first, we want to select an exam and then a topic of that exam to dive deeper. So first thing that I'll do here, if I erase this text, you see I have cloud typed here, but here's the placeholder. The placeholder says enter cloud for the Cloud Practitioner or enter AI for the AI Practitioner Foundational Exam. So that's what you'll do. On the topic side of things, I'll let you read that placeholder as well by removing what I have entered here. And it says enter a specific AWS topic you'd like to study. So when I think about a student who comes to this tool and they want to study for the CPE, they're most likely going to enter cloud, and then they're going to enter maybe a service like EC2 or S3. And so this is going to auto-generate a few things for you. First and foremost, on the left side of the screen, if you scroll down a bit, you have a chatbot. And I don't know if you've used chatbots already, but it's pretty powerful stuff. I have an opportunity to start maybe with a general question about a service like S3, and I'll have a conversation with the chatbot that goes deeper and deeper into the knowledge around that service. And I can use this same type of behavior with pretty much anything that I want to utilize with the chatbot or any information that I'm trying to explore with the chatbot. On the right side of your screen, you're going to have the topic explained to you through a widget. And it's simply going to take whatever you inputted into the topic input section and give you that explanation. It's going to tell you now about S3. It's going to tell you about some general concepts. And maybe you can read through this side of things and say, hey, I don't know what intelligent tiering is. And yeah, it's given me some detail about that, but maybe I want to take this to my chatbot to say, what is this? What is this? What is intelligent tiering? And maybe the chatbot has more to say about it. And so now I get an opportunity to really get some studying in if I want to deep dive into any subject that I just don't know too much about, right? And we want to prepare for the exam. And Coach, I don't know about you, but I think studying the material of the exam is just half of the process of getting ready for the exam. What do you think about that?
Yeah, what I like, and the reason why we started out with telling you all to create your own free tier, and don't worry if you're not comfortable in doing so, we're going to provide you some skill builder links as well so that it can further walk you through how to do that a little bit more kind of hands-on hand-holding if you think about it that way. But the key here is that sometimes just searching in the console for the different service names and looking at it in the console, right, helps you to visualize and see exactly, oh, this is how I would do this. And oh, this is what that looks like. And oh, I didn't know that I can associate that to it as well. Or these are the different permissions. So sometimes clicking around the console reinforces your learning. That's what I want to stress here is that we're giving you different tools, different resources to reinforce your learning, to help you build a good study habit, to help you in being able to understand. Sometimes we're visual learners. Sometimes we learn through action. Sometimes we learn through auditory. Whatever it is that works for you, we want you to be successful in that.
Absolutely.
So I stress to you, every service that we're going to be talking about, go into the console and search for it, right? Get a visual aid, look to see what's going on. But one thing I stress, if you turn anything on or you create anything, make sure that you go back and delete it or turn it off just so that you don't incur any additional charges. if you're not intending to do so, right? Now, the
Absolutely.
beauty about the free tier that we probably should have stressed early on is that a few of the different services that we'll talk about for the CPE exam are going to be free to a certain point for a certain compute, a certain amount of hours, a certain amount of compute resources, a certain amount of storage. You'll get some free resources or free time to use that as part of the free tier. So that's also the benefit. And I think that's about 12 months, if I remember correctly. So that's also the fail safe for you, just in case, right? So we wanted to just call that out and make you aware of that. But we'll talk to you a little bit about setting up budget alarms and as we go through the future weeks as well, just as a fail safe for you so that you understand how to look for those things as well. Okay.
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. And just one final note about this PartyRock thing is you got an opportunity to get a few practice questions in, right? I know when I was studying for the exam, I studied for the material, I studied with the material, and that was fine. But I also needed to know how practice questions, what would they look like? How would they come out at me? And I need to be prepared for that because when I go into the study material, it focuses on skilling me up around the service. When I go into the service itself, as Charisma is saying now, I get a good feel around the service. I get to click these buttons and know what's happening with the service. But when I go and take the exam, it's going to tell me that John and Rayshawn opened up a new company and they want to use a storage service that is low cost and highly scalable. And you need to understand what service to choose based on that scenario. And so that's why we're going to use these real use case scenarios as we dive deeper into the subjects of these different services. So use this PartyRock tool, click into the console, come to the tool about things that you don't know, and look at the practice questions as well. And so now I think that you've been given enough tools to have a well-rounded approach for studying for the exam. And guess what? This is just week one. Right.
Yeah. And something that just came to my mind here is with the practice questions here, we're also going to provide you resources to Skill Builder for an exam prep. So you'll see there's a free subscription for exam prep. It'll give you, I think, about 20 free questions for you to go through and model and get a feel for the style of questions. We'll talk to you as we go through week over week about how to even read through and dissect the questions so that you can get yourself to a 50, I call it a 50-50 chance when it comes to the questions, just in case, because you want to be able to understand what the question is asking, what is it honing in on, and then what services you should know, like the top of, off the top of your head. I call it the elevator pitch when it comes to services, right?
Yeah.
Knowing them with that one liner, what does this service do for me? What is the question asking? And then I get myself down to that 50-50 chance in selecting the best answer. We'll say that. I'm not going to necessarily say the right or wrong, but we'll say the best answer. And you'll get what I mean when I say that, because sometimes the question is, what's the best answer based upon this operational efficiency, or the best answer based upon security, right? So there's keywords that we'll talk about here. And again, this is not necessarily rocket science, right? But it is a recipe to success. And we want to share what's been our recipes for success in helping you all to achieve this kind of new year, new you, new cert times two, though, right? Times two.
That's great to say. We clicked the compute button and there was a bunch of compute services you could choose from, right? Which one's the best? No, that's excellent, Coach. That's excellent. Before we get out of here, you might want to make your own app. Right. You might want to tailor this thing to something specific to you. And with PartyRock, you can get that done super easy. So easy, it's just with one click of a button. Let me show you. If I scroll up to the top of the screen, and it's really already up here on this banner, there's a button called Remix. And as soon as I hover over that, you see where it says create a copy. You can create a copy of this application right now. All right. So you hit that button to remix it. This app is yours. Now, how do you start to edit this thing to where it fits your mold? You got to get into prompting a little bit, right? This app was built on Gen AI and prompting a chatbot. And so what we can do here is we can hit any one of these edit buttons here. And when I consider what we wanted to do for you, creating this serene environment as you jump into PartyRock, if you wanted to change that and you want something more chaotic, I don't know, you can change that. You would hit the edit widget button. And now you're customizing this thing. And now you can make it yours, right? As I look to the prompt that's being utilized, I mean, you can see that prompt. It's just something super simple. So we can create that serene environment for you. But change these words, right? I'm not going to change it because I like the way it looks. This is my mode. You fit your mode, right? You create the thing that's good for you. You change that and you save that, and now you have an opportunity to create something different. If you see a different use case for any one of these widgets that you want to change, again, same difference. You have an opportunity to edit what you have here. You can choose a different label for these different widgets. You have an opportunity to even tap into, maybe I should wait on this. We haven't got there yet. We're just week 1 in Cloud Practitioner, right? Why are we talking about machine learning models, right? But you do have an option for that. With that being said, remix this thing, make it your own, or don't, and just use the app that we've provided here for this experience. So glad to have you all hanging out with us. And if you think that this is useful, let us know. Interact with the posts, like the posts, comment on the posts, repost the posts, right? Bring your friends, let them know, because we're truly taking out our own time here to make sure that others are prepared, right? Not just ourselves. So use it.
All right. Well, Ariel, thank you so much for your time, your effort. This is valuable information. And as you said the other day, we've got a million learners that we want to reach. We want to and I really should say just viewers, users, new users. We just want to reach as many as we can and bring everyone along for the journey with you, whether it's your teenagers, your kids at home, your grandmother. You never know. You just never know. And so at the end of the day, it really is a value add for everyone to be able to talk about some new stuff, to learn some new things. We've shown you already with PartyRock, you can create your own app from remixing areas, or just create your own from scratch as you gain confidence week over week with this conversation here with us. So thank you for, I'll say, being in our living room, right? Thank you for joining us. We'll see you guys later. Have a great day.
Have a good one, folks.
All right.
Cool.